something about it. Chip got the floor wide open if you got questions about it. Man, it's the show that brings you to your raw. To solve all problems, it starts with real talk. Real talk. It's 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 real talk. Yeah. Welcome to Real Talk with your host, Chip Washington. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
That's all right. And here we go. Here we go on this Monday evening in the city. It is the 16th day of February 2026. 6 o'clock straight up, which means, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for an all-new and live Real Talk Memphis. Glad to have you with us on this. They tell me it's a holiday today. I think it was President's Day, I believe it is. I don't know if I count that or not. You do, because you were off. But nonetheless, we are here this evening, fired up and ready to go. Glad to be here after a week. And I hope that it has been a good week for you. I hope you had a good weekend. I know Saturday was a little most of the day was pretty good. And the evening and overnights was when it was raining a whole bunch. But yesterday turned out to be nice. Today turned out to be very nice. Temperatures in the mid-60s, lots of sunshine. I'm told by the weather folks that as we get into the mid and later parts of the week, we're going to see temperatures in the 70s. Now, see, right there, this is the problem. We are still in February, and in February, I was always taught that it was winter time and that we would see winter temperatures. But temperatures in the mid-70s don't really strike that familiar accord. So just leave me your address and where I can come visit you in the hospital, because half of you will be shedding all your clothes for the next several days, because temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 70s. And then all of a sudden we'll get this cold snap in and everybody will be sick all over again. So, that's just kind of how things go. But I digress. We have a good show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope that you stick with us for the hour. I will tell you at the top, one of my guests could not, at the last minute, could not make it on the broadcast tonight. Stacey Lattisaw, the former R&B singer, very talented young woman back in the 80s and early 90s. She was set to come on the show. Then I got a call this afternoon saying, I'm sorry, Chip, that, she can't make it. And something came up. But listen, that's okay, because life happens. And we are scheduled to try to get her back next week. She said that she was profusely apologetic and said that she looks forward to visiting with us next week. So we will have her then. But in the meantime, we have Tamarques Porter, school board member. Last week, a magistrate ruled that the 5 school board members who were slated to have an early re-election process this year instead of in 2028, she ruled that the county commission who made that decision overstepped their bounds. So what she said was, nope, we're not doing that. You are going to follow the normal election cycle for your seat. So they were elected in 2024. They will be up for re-election in 2028. Tamarques Porter is one of those individuals, and he will join me in just a few minutes to talk about that and several other things on the agenda. A little bit later on, we will have, in honor of Black History Month, I don't know anyone who deserves that moniker more than this guest. He was the first Black superintendent of education for the Memphis City Schools. He was the first Black elected mayor of the city of Memphis. He is Dr. Willie Herenton, and he will join me on this broadcast at the bottom of the hour. Lots to talk with him talk about a trailblazer. That's one right there, ladies and gentlemen, and is still revered in this city today. So I look forward, and this is the first time he's been on this broadcast, so I am very excited to have him on this evening. And a little bit later on, you're familiar with Royal Studios, right? A lot of you out there know Royal Studios, big deal. Willie Mitchell, the whole 9 yards, Boo Mitchell, that amazing hit factory out there. Well, I'm going to have someone who is really the undercurrent there, who keeps the boat moving. Anna Mitchell is her name, and Anna is the business manager, and she's the one that pays the bills and keeps the lights on over there. And she said, you know what, it's nice with all the music, all the buttons and the knobs and everything. And she said, that's not my thing, but somebody has to keep the lights on. And we're going to talk to her about her famous family, her grandfather, and the impact that studio has made, not only here in Memphis, Tennessee, but throughout the entire world. So that's a look at the entertainers or the guests for this evening. And we hope that you, as I said, stick around for all of that. But first, we always like to take a few minutes to celebrate you. If you are celebrating a birthday today, your current trip around the sun, and the Lord brought you back around here, we like to celebrate that. We do that little thing we like to call a shout out. So I can't do that until I say, hit it, Brand.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Going out to the following folks. Tondi Allen celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday, Joseph McDaniel. Happy birthday, Nikki Brown. Tony Johnson. Janice Reed celebrating her birthday today, as is Rhonda Richmond. Erica Cowan celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday to Catherine King, to Embrick Johnson, and to Nick Burchett. All of you born on this day. I hope that this day has been filled with love and laughter, and maybe a cupcake or a birthday, some birthday cake or some ice cream might be good too. From all of us here at Real Talk Memphis, we celebrate you. We wish you a very, very happy birthday. And we hope to be with you next year for your next trip around the sun. Thanks, Brian. So we had a death today, a celebrity death today that many people know. He's been around for a very, very long time. Robert Duvall, the actor, of course, he was in The Godfather. How can you forget that? Godfather 1 and 2. I don't know if he was in 3 or not, but anyway, from The Godfather, Apocalypse Now. There's a movie that I particularly like. It's a Western. He loved Westerns, by the way. And one of them was called Open Range. He was in that with Kevin Costner. Anyway, he died today at the age of 95 years old. He, of course, provided us with years and years and years of entertainment. That will stay with us forever. Robert Duvall, dead at the age of 95. In a few news and notes, former State Representative John DeBerry has thrown his hat as the latest entrant into the Shelby County mayor's race. He's going to run as a Republican. Shouldn't be a surprise to anybody in terms of that. Now, he is the only quote-unquote Republican that is throwing his hat into the ring. Everybody else is a Democrat. Just so you know, the primaries are in May. So unless somebody else on the Republican side decides to enter this race, John DeBerry, all he needs to do is wait until November, because he will face the Democrat nominee, and they will decide that in May. So there you go. I don't know if many of you noticed or not, but there was some criminal activity this weekend. Seemed to sort of ratchet up. The last couple of weeks, we've seen more shootings and more shooting incidents and more deaths. Several of them over the weekend, which made me wonder where the Shelby County Safe Task Force is. I know that they spend a lot of time arresting thousands of people on various charges, but yet pretty active this weekend in and around the city. So it kind of makes you wonder exactly what's happening. I have been seeing a lot of Tennessee Highway Patrol troopers. They're everywhere now. It seems like every time you turn around, you see one, sitting on the highway out there, or picking a particular hiding spot, or sitting in the ravine waiting to jump on somebody. I don't think anybody's driving that fast, because if you want to save your tires or your bumper, these doggone potholes are surely enough to make you do that. But I digress. That's a whole nother story. In other news, HIV cases are continuing to rise big time here in Memphis and Shelby County. Statistics came out here recently, and between the ages of 15 and 19, let me say that again, 15 and 19 years of age, the rates are 3 times higher than the national average. Now that requires some thought, and it also requires somebody stepping in to try to talk to some these young folks around here about what's going on and being responsible for that. When you're 3 times higher than the national average and you're so young, that means that the conversations aren't being had out here, and we need to do better in terms of all of that. So I saw that today, and it was kind of startling to me. This afternoon, Wanda Halbert, who is the Shelby County clerk, outgoing, pulled a petition. Okay, so now you're saying to yourself, okay, did he say she pulled the petition? Well, yes, I did. Did he say that she's term limited and can't run anymore for that particular position? Well, no, I didn't. But yeah, that's true. However, she feels like there is some wiggle room there. And I'm sure we'll find out much more about all of that as time moves along. But she did pull a petition for the position that she has, that she's held for almost 8 years. And by the way, there are so many people right now that are running for Shelby County clerk. Behind county mayor, the Shelby County clerk position is the most popular one in terms of people wanting that seat. So, maybe Wanda will come up with something that none of us thought about as to giving her a possibility of a third term. So we'll see how all that shakes out. And remove the interim from his name. Dr. Roderick Richmond was voted unanimously by Memphis and Shelby County School Board members to be the new superintendent of education. No interim, no anything else. He's the man. And that happened last week. So congratulations to Dr. Roderick Richmond, the new superintendent of education for the Memphis and Shelby County schools. And that's a look at news and notes on this Monday evening. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we will get into the big broadcast. What do you say? Hang with us. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Robbie. Join me and my buddy Winston every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. for Song on the Radio. We play some stuff you're familiar with, some stuff you'd never heard, and some weird stuff.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Chip with you, along with my first guest tonight. Now, there has been, I don't think anybody could say that there hasn't been a drama in by way of the Memphis and Shelby County Schools Board in terms of a lot of things going back about a year or so. Well, one of the things that happened in light of previous events regarding Dr. Marie Fagans was the county commission decided at some point to move the election cycle of the Memphis and Shelby County School Board to this election cycle here in 2026, which is their main election cycle. Problem is that 5 of those members were elected in 2024. So if you cut that term short, which you would have after 2 years, and had an election this year, they would not have fulfilled their 4-year term. Well, recently a magistrate, because they sued the 5 members in question, they sued, and a magistrate last week decided that the county commission overstepped their bounds, and they really had no right to change the election cycle for these 5 individuals. Consequently, they will not be up for re-election this year. They will be up for re-election when they are supposed to in 2026. In 2028. I'm very happy to have with me this evening one of those school board members, Tamarques Porter. And Tamarques, it's great to see you, my friend. How you doing?
All is well. All is well. Great to see you too.
So it's been a bit of a ride, and I remember the last time you and I talked a while back. There was some conversation about, well, we might need to look into some legal ramifications in reference to all of this, because this just doesn't seem quite right. When you got the news last week, I guess I'll ask you first of all, was it really a surprise to you, or were you kind of expecting it to lean that way in terms of the decision by the magistrate?
I think for myself and a couple of my other board members, I think we always knew that the law was on our side. We all knew that when the county commission decided to do what they did, we was going to have to enter into a lawsuit. But again, like I said, the law was on our side with this, and we knew it was unconstitutional. So the whole process with this, it was about protecting the voters' rights.
Yeah, and I think that for many folks, it just doesn't make sense. And you said it, and a lot of your colleagues said it as well. We were elected. We were constitutionally elected by the people. And if you're going to have a vote of the people, that decision should stand firm, which the judge announced. And so now you can focus on other things. Now you and I talked in the past, and this is probably from the county commission's perspective, reactionary to what happened. When Dr. Fagans was voted out of her seat. And a lot of folks were very upset. The community was very upset about all of this. And I think the county commission decided, well, let's just do something maybe to try to, this was sort of maybe to pacify the general public by doing this to the individuals who, except for you, voted to remove Dr. Fagans. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
I would say, a lot of the things that's happening locally, politically wise, it seems like it's a lot of reactionary. I do agree that when just dealing with education in general, a lot of people are frustrated. We got people at the state level that are frustrated. I'm frustrated because oftentimes we don't see a ROI on the investment that we make. So, one of the things that with Dr. Marie Fagans, with the abruption that was there, that wasn't right to do. So that's one of the school board jobs, is to hire and fire a superintendent, to balance the budget, and to just to do the checks and balance of the school system. And so unfortunately, she's not here anymore. But again, it's just we was elected to do what we were supposed to be doing.
There does seem to be a bit of concern in terms of the community is referencing the school board. One of the things, of course, and you sort of alluded to it, is the fact that the folks up in Nashville on the House side and the Senate side are trying to put together some sort of a plan that would, in essence, be a takeover of volunteer individuals to make policy and decision over the school board, which makes zero sense to me. Why even have an election if we're going to have to go through all of this? But I hadn't heard anything about that lately. I do know that they're still talking about all of this. But from your perspective, how big a distraction is this? I mean, you have a lot of work to do, on the day-to-day, trying to keep our school system straight. A lot of decisions need to be made about a lot of different things. But is it a distraction for you?
It really is a distraction. Some people say it's a takeover. Some people say, well, it's an intervention. And I've always said intervention without proper investments is just interference. And so, again, I was elected to do a job. The part of the reason why I ran is because I wanted to kind of straighten out, just bring a voice to the conversation, kind of straighten out a lot of things that's been plaguing our district for a long time. So yeah, so I would ask the state, instead of trying to find ways to block progress, join with us. Fully fund education. We have a great academics plan. We have a great facilities plan. So things are moving in the right direction.
Well, it's good to hear that, because, as you said, there are a lot of challenges, and you're looking at schools, a consolidation of some schools, closures of some schools, and a lot of other things. Last week, let me step back a minute. A decision was made as to the direction of the schools and the school board as a leader in terms of leadership, and you all unanimously selected interim superintendent Dr. Roderick Richmond as your new leader. It was a unanimous vote. Why, from your perspective, do you feel like he is the best person to lead the district at this time?
Well, one thing that a couple of my colleagues and myself, one thing that we cannot argue with is, Superintendent Dr. Richmond now has brought stability back to the board. Back to the district. And so he has a lot of years experience working in the district. He's been through the ups and downs when it comes to this. So right now, we felt as though if we were to do an external search, some of my colleagues argued that we don't want to waste any more taxpayer dollars. Some, even for myself, I went into the meeting and wanted to see, hey, let's see some more data. Let's see how the district was really, has the district really been stabilized, and so we can make better decisions going forward. But I do think that Superintendent Roger Richmond is going to lead this district with his vision, along with our vision as well. And again, we're going to keep moving the district in the right direction.
In terms of what the parents say, parents of students that are in the district now, and in terms of some of the things that you're dealing with as a board, what are some of their concerns, in terms of the community as a whole? At the end of the day, our children are our future. Our children are the most paramount in all of this. But what are you hearing in terms of the constituents, individuals that are reaching out to you about this, that, or the other, as concerns the district right about now?
For one thing, and you're right, the children are our future, but we have to be the hope for their future as well. And so one of the things I'm hearing is about better before and after care programs. And so that's another thing. That's one thing, at least in my area, we would like to get a YMCA built in my area, so children have better after school programs. And another thing I hear about just the district wide is just wraparound services. A lot of people like to say we have a $2 billion budget, which is true.
Yeah.
But after we get done with fixed costs, we probably working with about $400 million. And so that $400 million has to go towards wraparound services, feeding children. You just had the governor to reject, I think it was how many millions of dollars for summer programs. So that money has to go towards a lot of those services. But for sure, we can always talk about better literacy programs, better transportation. But most importantly, I hear a lot about before and after school programs.
Yeah, that's always been a big thing in terms of all of that. One of the things that you are facing now is the school situation. A lot of the buildings are old. You have some very serious decisions to make about closing some, consolidating some. How big a deal is that whole process in terms of the decisions that you make? Because it doesn't matter what decision you make, you're going to offend somebody one way or another. But this is a pretty big deal. And is it a priority to you all right about now?
Yes, sir. It's definitely a priority to us. The average school building in Memphis-Shelby County Schools is 60 years old. And so, like I've said before, we do know that buildings are connected to memories. And so oftentimes it's a hard sell with the community. Say we need to go in and close this particular school, consolidate this particular school. But as a district, if we can articulate a vision to the community, say, hey, we close the schools and build a more innovative, more school for children to come in ready to learn. We have new HVAC systems. There's more technology efficient school. I think the community get buy-in, but oftentimes it is hard for to get the community buy-in. Yeah, and
I think with all of that, once again, it has to be some sense of I don't know what the word is I want to use. Maybe some sense of calm and peace that as a body you can focus in on the real needs of our schools and our district versus the other nonsense that was going on outside. I mean, it must feel good to be able to say, okay, now we can really concentrate on what we need to concentrate on, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been exactly on the board for a year and 4 months. It's been seemed like I've been on the board for 12 years now. And so, but that's like my predecessor, he was on the board for 12 years. So it comes along with it. I am happy. That's why I ran for this. I know that the voters in District 4 are happy. I am more fired up than ever to continue to do this work.
I know that there's a lot of communication. Last question, a lot of communication between you, and you're a guy that likes to hear from the community in terms of that. Do you feel now that even though there are issues that from the community perspective, you're in a place now where that you're listening, you're receptive as a board to what people are saying, you hear where people are going, and that you can continue to address those issues. Last time you were here, you said, you know what, I want to continue. I ran for this seat because I care about our young people and the direction in which our district is moving. Again, how valuable is it to hear from your constituency about the real concerns that they have for the district?
Yes, it's very valuable. We have to continue to build trust with the community. So like you just alluded to, a lot of things happen within this year, and rightfully so. People are paying more attention to education now. So we have to continue to build trust with the community. The community is important. It's not our seats. The school system, the school district, those seats belong to the people. And so we're just representatives of those people's voices. And so again, I welcome all feedback. I make myself as accessible and available as possible. I continue to encourage people to come down to the school board meeting and state your opinion. Let your voices be heard.
Let your voices be heard. Ladies and gentlemen, Tamarques Porter, a Memphis and Shelby County School Board member. Tamarques, thank you, man, for taking time out of your schedule to join me tonight. Best of luck for the remainder of the school year.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, my friend. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. A view from the Memphis and Shelby County School Board, one of the school board members. A lot of work to do, and Tamarques is absolutely up to the challenge. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to put a special emphasis on Black History Month with a history maker of his own. He is an absolute history maker, no doubt about that. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Love listening to Obscure 45s but no time for crate digging? Tune in Thursdays at 5 p.m. for Burnt Ends with Eric Plumley. He's already done the hard work for you, right here on WYXR 91.7 FM, Memphis.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening in the city. Chip with you. And, of course, as I said before the commercial break, this is Black History Month, and it is something to be taken seriously. And I was so gratified when I reached out to this particular individual because for all of us and for many of us, he's not only a trailblazer, but he is still a hero today, and he represents Black history better than anybody I know. He was the first Black school board superintendent for the Memphis City Schools. He was the first black elected mayor of the city of Memphis. And ever since then, he has still been blazing a trail. It is really an honor to have former Mayor Willie Herenton joining me on the broadcast tonight. And you know what? I've known you a long time, but I still call you Mr. Mayor. Are you good with that?
I'm good with that, Chip. I'm good with it.
Well, listen, thank you for coming on the show. It's really great to see you. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Every day the good Lord wakes me up. I'm good.
Amen to that, no doubt about it. And so, when I reached out to you, and I thought to myself, I said, I've never had him on this show before, but if there's anybody who can symbolize what a trailblazer is and looks like, it's you, because of what you have been through in your beloved city of Memphis, Tennessee. When you were, and let me back up here to when you were superintendent of education around here. Back in those days, did you ever think to yourself, man, I'm doing something that nobody else looks like me has done before in this district? Did you ever think about that when you were in the mix for that particular position?
Chip, if you will recall, and you may or may not recall, I did an internship in the District of Columbia preparing myself for the superintendency. I also did an internship in Baltimore City Public Schools. So I was well prepared for the superintendency. I had served as deputy superintendent in the Memphis City School System for 4 years. So I was prepared. I was confident. All I needed was the opportunity.
Many people, even today, who have been around here for some period of time, will say when they look back on the education perspective of your career, many people say you were probably the best superintendent that has ever graced that seat there. You mentioned that you were prepared ahead of time for that position. When you actually were named superintendent, do you remember what your first goals were? Do you remember some of the things that you wanted to affect in terms of change when you got that seat?
Well, Chip, I was really the operational officer for the school district. The 4 years I was deputy superintendent, I had 4 district superintendents reporting to me. I was over 4 central office, so I had 8 assistant superintendents reporting to me. So I was prepared for the superintendency. All I needed was the opportunity. When I was in the District of Columbia and in Baltimore City, I had the opportunity to interact with some high-level school administrators. Mm-hmm. So coupled with the fact that, I was really the operational chief administrative officer for the school district before I became the superintendent. So the superintendency to me, managerially, was not heavy lifting. But if you will recall, Chip, I came in at a time when busing was a real controversial issue in Memphis. Mm-hmm. We were just white flight. If you will remember, we lost about 30,000 white students. So my first task was to kind of maintain some diversity in the school system. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can. I got you very good. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, dealing with the aftermath of busing, then, if you will also recall, there was a great deal of protests surrounding my selection as a school superintendent. If you will recall, the board rejected me initially and selected a white guy from Grosse Pointe, Michigan. And the black community raised a lot of, ran him out. So I became the superintendent and very, very proud, Chip, that I was able to serve the superintendency for 12 years. I had one of the highest tenures of urban school superintendents in the nation at that time. I think Arthur Jefferson of Detroit had 14 years. I was second with 12 years as a school superintendent. which is really unheard of in big cities because they have big turnover. So I had a good career.
What would you say was your biggest accomplishment as superintendent?
I think Chip, being recognized as innovative. We created the optional school programs, magnet schools, optional schools, and also bear in mind, Chip. Remember, I was selected to be superintendent of the schools for the city of Atlanta. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I did not. I did not know that. No.
Oh yeah, then I was a finalist for the chancellorship in New York. I was a finalist in Chicago. Not bragging, but I was a nationally well-respected school superintendent. I was like a prophet without honor, except in his own country, across the nation. I was held in great esteem, but in less esteem in Memphis. So I was well prepared, and I just thank the citizens of Memphis for giving me the opportunity to be the superintendent. And then we haven't got to the mayor's part of that yet. And we'll talk about that, I'm sure.
Absolutely. That's where I'm going right now. During a time, and I wasn't in Memphis during that time, but I've heard lots of stories about all of this in terms of the mayor's situation. And that was a very difficult time in our city. When you ran for that seat, it came with a bit of difficulty, did it not?
Yes, it did. First of all, if you will recall, Memphis had several attempts to elect a black mayor, but was always unsuccessful because of the runoff provision. But when the runoff provision was declared unconstitutional, we then had the opportunity with a unified black vote to elect a black mayor. And we had a people's convention that was held in the Mid-South Coliseum. And we had a number of African Americans who were interested in being mayor. That People's Convention really generated one candidate, and I was fortunate to be that candidate that was selected by the People's Convention. So we didn't have multiple black candidates to split the vote. I was the candidate to run against a white incumbent Republican. And we had an all-time record voter registration. The voter turnout was historic. So the rest of it's been history. I mean, they didn't give up power. We literally took the office of the mayor with a heavy black voter registration and a historic black turnout that voted for Herenton. I only won by 142 votes.
So yeah, and I remember hearing that, and that was the closest in history. And there was a lot of folks who worked very hard to make sure that the vote was correct as it should have been, because there was a lot of conversation about whether it would be or wouldn't be, even with that black turnout. Am I correct in that?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Let me also say this, Chip, because you are a colleague of a radio station that was very important in that election. Mm-hmm. Where you're sitting now, Apostle Bill Atkins was sitting where you're sitting at WLOK. Mm-hmm. WLOK, under the leadership of Bill Atkins, was very vocal as a strong advocate for my election. And, we owe a great debt of gratitude to WLOK and Bill Atkins, because your station, man, you kept it alive. You kept people calling in, and I remember, I think you had Joe Ford. I don't know if I remember one year we ran against the Ford family. They took me on, and Bill Atkins sitting in your seat. I think he called Joe Ford. Joe Ford was the candidate on the phone, mm-hmm. and it was hilarious. So it was kind of combative, but I want to thank WLOK for really educating the public and then giving the public the opportunity to hear the candidates talk about the issues.
One thing that I know that you were known for is during your time as the longest serving mayor in Memphis history was you didn't fool around. I mean, when you came in, I mean, you made decisions, whether it was law enforcement on the law enforcement side or the governmental side. But you were well known for somebody who didn't. You had a job to do. You had a city to run, and you took that with the utmost seriousness. Talk a little bit about your style as mayor of this city.
Well, first of all, Chip, I'm really a nice guy.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I'm a nice guy. I've always had a comfortable self-esteem. Have very few insecurities, and I always felt that I had leadership abilities and traits, and I had a core set of beliefs that guided me as a public administrator and as a municipal administrator. I always felt that if I was right on an issue, I was steadfast in maintaining my position if I felt I had all the facts, and I was never one who was indecisive. I could make the hard decisions and I could stand up. You always knew I never threw people a curve. Everybody always knew exactly where I was coming from. If you will recall, I pushed for the consolidation of the government. I wasn't successful. I pushed for casino gaming. I wasn't successful. I pushed to sell the MLG&W. I wasn't successful. So there were a number of initiatives that I started that were not very popular, but my leadership style just made me travel paths that had never been traveled before.
You know, that's very interesting. And one thing I do know is from the law and order side of things, from the law enforcement side of things, you had some interesting battles in terms of that. But as you said, you stood on your principles, and everybody knew where you stood. And again, that was a particular area where you were not going to tolerate any foolishness. Am I correct in that?
That's correct. If you will recall, because you have a background in law enforcement, we vigorously wanted to protect the safety and the well-being of our citizenry. I think I had about 5 police chiefs. I think I fired 3 and probably 2 kind of met my expectations. We created a task force called Blue Crush.
Yes.
And that was a no-nonsense crime fighting unit. And we addressed a lot of the drug traffic and a lot of the gang violence and all of that. So I did have a no-nonsense on the crime issue.
When you look back on your stellar career and you see the things that you've done, and more importantly, there's a reverence for you. And I'm not just saying that because I'm sitting here talking to you. I mean, it's genuine and it's real. You inspire a lot of folks. And even today, when they talk about you, they say, when Doc didn't play, boy, Doc was the guy. You have to take some sense of gratitude with that, do you not?
Well, I'll be perfectly honest with you, Chip. It's, I'm all over Memphis. I'm in South Memphis, North Memphis, East Memphis,
Yes,
and the warm reception that people give me, even some of my critics and detractors. Memphis has always had this racial polarization issue. But it's real interesting now. I see a lot of white people that, they give me the thumbs up now. And I forgot to tell you about this, Chip.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how difficult it was to get the Grizzlies here in Memphis? The white suburbanites fought me, man. They had all these NBA signs, no NBA signs. So I went against the grain where we had to locate the FedEx Arena. I had a battle about that. There was some sentiments they wanted to build a FedEx Forum out in the county. So I had a lot of battles, but we prevailed. We got the team here. We got a state-of-the-art FedEx Arena. But all of those took some strong leadership posture. And the other thing I forgot, to get the Tyson Lennox Lewis fight. We had to compete with cities. That was the highest grossing sporting event in the history of pay-per-view at that particular time.
Yes, sir.
So to get that fight here, I'm writing my memoir, by the way, Chip. You're gonna learn a lot about what happened behind the scenes on getting that fight here, getting the Grizzlies here, also defeating the toy towns. I don't know if you will remember when they wanted to form all of these little toy towns and lock Memphis in. I had to go against all of the suburban communities, and we won the victory in the state Supreme Court. They tried to really block Memphis from future growth, stop annexation. So I've had a lot of battles as mayor. I don't know if you were in Memphis at that particular time, but we have a better city today because I think of leadership and people having trust in my leadership, and I'm grateful for that.
Well, listen, I got to run, but we're grateful for you and everything that you have done to make this city a better place. And more importantly than that, thank you for taking the time to come on the show tonight and really talk to us. I honor you as a man. I honor you as a symbol of true Black history, and I really appreciate you and your time.
Thank you very much, Chip.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, former school board superintendent, former mayor of the city of Memphis, the Honorable Dr. Willie Herenton. Let's take a break. When we come back, we will continue on this ride, on this Monday evening ride we like to call Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. Don't go away. We're not done.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
This is Brandy of Putting on Airs. Do you appreciate a good sad country song? If so, tune in at 9 a.m. on the first Sunday of each month where I host Sad Sack Sunday. I play only the saddest country songs and we get to waller around in our feelings a little bit together. That's right here on WYXR 91.7 FM Memphis.
What's up, Memphis? It's your girl Shelby, aka DJ Rhinestone. If you're hungry for fresh funk, tune into Bread and Butter Radio from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on WYXR 91.7 FM.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. Chip with you. And my next guest is a part of music royalty in this town. I have no doubt about saying that. Many of us have heard of Royal Studios, and we know of the legacy of Willie Mitchell. And that studio is continuing on today. Helping provide music and engineering for some big hits by some big artists in this country. But I bet you what, one person that you don't hear a lot from or hear a lot about in reference to this family is the one, as I like to say, that keeps the lights on, pays the bills. Ona Mitchell is joining me now on the big broadcast. And Anna, it is really great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on Real Talk Memphis. I've had your brother on and other folks, but it's great to meet you. Thank you for taking some time this evening. I appreciate it.
Of course. I love this radio station.
Well, yeah, we know you do, and I'm glad. I said, well, one thing I said about WYXR, I said, I bet she knows this station for sure. For sure.
So, y'all do such an amazing job over at WYXR, so I love it.
Well,
I love what y'all do.
Well, listen, we appreciate you. We appreciate you saying that. I'm sure JB and Robbie and the boys are happy about all of that. So, listen, you are, I guess, the business manager. I mean, what if you had to give yourself a title over there? What is your title?
Oh gosh, Management. Let's say management. Because there's a lot of management options. I tour manage sometimes when needed. I business manage. I just manage a lot of things. So, but yeah, so management is my forte, let's say that, in the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Your studio is a shrine, and it really has its own legacy in terms of the contributions musically. If you had to look back and just to think about it for a minute, what is the legacy of the studio we like to call Royal Studios, and all of the music and your grandfather and the heritage that comes with all of this? If you had to look back on it, what would you say about all of that?
Oh, there's a lot to say about that, but I feel like it starts with the soul. It starts with the soul of Memphis, really, because Memphis is a place that's not like any other place on earth, especially when it comes to music. You know, we are a place that is so special. We have 900 guitar players, and I'm exaggerating the 900. Other places, you know, great guitar players. I can sub on gigs easily in Memphis, Tennessee, but if I went anywhere else, I can't do that. You know, so it's the soul of Memphis, and I feel like that came from the church and the Bible. Well, being in the Bible Belt, and most of us raised in a church and playing at church and all that. So I think the soul of Memphis and the music that came out of our studios and many other studios in Memphis is just from the soul of Memphis itself.
You know, that's an interesting thing that you just said in reference to the soul of Memphis, because there are people, as you well know, that ring your phone, that come to that studio from all over this country, and they know about, as you just said, and I love that, the soul of Memphis. They know about the history, they know about the music, they know about what makes Memphis music so special. And I mean, I really think that that's a good way to describe it. Would I be wrong in saying that? There's something very special about Memphis music. Talk about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, we, in my opinion, and a lot of other countries' opinion, we are the leaders in American music, not just soul music. I mean, we had blues, rock and roll, soul, all of it. We're the home of the blues. You know, we got a big sign on Bill Street that says that, you know, and then we're the home of the rock and roll. We're the home of, you know, so we are the Mecca for American music, in my opinion. And I could be biased just because I came from it, but in a lot of other people's opinion, they, not even in the country of, not in USA, but in other countries, I've had this discussion, and it's not like, it's not a certain thing, it's a lot of things combined that makes our musicians and our people different than anywhere else. And we don't know, it's something that God put on in Memphis, you know.
Yeah.
Let me this place.
No, absolutely that, and still in very, very high demand. I mean, high demand. I mean, I'm sure people are calling every day saying, "Look, can we come down there and work with you guys, or can you come and work with us?" I mean, that happens all the time, doesn't it?
It happens all the time. You know, Memphis has built something so strong, and I like to say, back in the '60s, the '70s, the '50s. There were major artists, most of the, I mean, we had Elvis Presley, we've had Al Green, we've had the whole Stax catalog, you know? So all of that was coming out of Memphis, you know? So that, and we weren't major labels. And I've had to discuss with people. I'm like, we were all about being independent and making what now. Even independents use major labels for things. There, back in the day, there was supply and demand. Whatever they made a deal with, but they were still independent labels, independent. Everything. The first Memphis is just in itself innovators. Piggly Wiggly was the first self-service grocery store. Like, there's so much history here in the city that just makes the whole city just special.
It really does. And everybody talks about the magic of Willie Mitchell. At the forefront of all of this, the magic of Willie Mitchell, and how it just permeates through the entire family, and it continues on. If he was still here, how proud would he be of where you guys are today?
Well, we hope he's proud. He left some big shoes for us to fill. It's like, it's either, so me and Boo had to get together, and we're like, we got to make this work regardless. We got to make him proud, and that he left something that we can be proud about and continue on this legacy. So I think he's elated right now. I think he's looking over us and elated at everything that we're doing.
Well, listen, I'm really excited for you all. I'm so proud to say that Royal Studios is in the city of Memphis, and that you all are continuing to set the mark, not only for this country but for the world. And Ona, I thank you for coming on the show tonight. I really do. It's great to hear from you, and tell your brother I said hello. And you guys keep doing what you're doing. And thanks again. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
All right, take care. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That puts the cap on it there. That's big time. Now, Bren Butler, ladies and gentlemen, the host of Event Horizon, which comes your way next. Bren, you were talking with I was talking with someone there that's musical royalty in this city, in this country, and in this world. It's a big deal there. So did you get anything out of that when you were listening to
what she was talking about, Memphis having a spirit to it, a soul, something, like in the grass, in the ground or something like that. Yeah. I definitely feel that way. Just in this, past decade of my life getting into music myself, maybe a little bit more modern, or current, but I've heard and seen rap music, pull trends from Memphis 90s stuff. Yeah. Especially like post 2020. Yeah. It has dominated the genre in my opinion, and so her words speak true. No matter, I don't think the genre, pick a genre and it probably rings true.
What she said was, we're doing great things at this radio station. She listens to it. Everybody likes the music around this place, don't they? There's something about this particular station that has tapped into the real, quote unquote, if you ask me, soul of the city.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, give it a listen any time of the day, especially some of our DJs who pull from strictly local music. Yeah, I like a lot of that stuff.
So speaking of music, ladies and gentlemen, Brent is coming your way in about a minute or so with a fresh new Event Horizon tonight. You're going to dazzle us with some rap, R&B, and some other stuff tonight. I had been kind of talked into making the Valentine's Day playlist. At least, we are 2 days off. But I did have that in mind, whether I wanted to or not. It was a little bit more difficult. But we got some smooth sounds, some nice, current hip-hop releases, a little bit of electronic thrown in there as well. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere because Brent Butler is going to be here for the next hour and laying it out there on a new edition of Event Horizon as he plays us out. This has been a good show, and I want to thank you for being a part of it if you were checking us out tonight. Now, For those of you who are looking forward to Stacey Lattisaw, that one, the former child star, big time back in the 80s. She had a conflict this evening, but she told me, I was told that she is absolutely going to be with us next week. So keep your enthusiasm ratcheted up for another 7 days, and she'll be back. But in the meantime, thank you for supporting what we do here at the Big Broadcast each and every Monday evening from 6 to 7 p.m. I truly appreciate it, and I hope that you appreciate the guests that we try to bring on this show each and every week. So for all of us here at Real Talk Memphis, I want you to have a great week. I want you to be safe, and I want you to be caring and concerned about other folks, okay?